Yo, what's good everyone, I am the Mouth of the South and welcome back to another album review. Welcome back to the channel. We are here today to review the amazing album by Mental Cruelty entitled A Hill to Die Upon. So this video is coming out a little over a week since the album first debuted, and I wanted to leave it a while before I actually gave it a proper review because I really wanted to sit down and live with the album and let it breathe and really find out if it really is that good. Spoiler alert, it's that fucking good. So Mental Cruelty, with this album in whole, they really leaned in to the black and symphonic deathcore side of things. Really leaned into the black metal side. You can hear that in the tracks that they put out beforehand in the singles. And just going off the artwork and stuff, you can tell it's really blackened, infused, and it works. The album as a whole, the production is really well done. The guitars sound really nice. They really fill out the mix really well. Drums sound really good as well. There's some real heavy moments where the drums can just really go ham and let loose, and I really fucking love that. Standout on this album has to be the mixing of the vocals, because Luca's vocals on this album sound so good, and as a whole, everything just works, and you can tell without a doubt this is the most that they've ever poured into an album. They have worked so hard on this release, and you can tell it stands out from anything that Mental Cruelty have done before in a really good way. So I'd like to go through track by track and basically discuss what I think about each and every track, discuss elements that I like, what I don't like, if there's anything that I didn't like, and just really take an in-depth look at the album itself. So we'll start with the intro track Afgang, and I'll also throw in Ultima Hypocrita at the same time, as they do really roll into each other. Afgang and Ultima Hypocrita are just, you know what, fuck it. If you want to know my thoughts on those two songs, just go check out my reaction. Here it is. Just go watch that. But in all seriousness, it kickstarts the album the right way. It sets the tone from the very first second. It lets you know immediately what the album's going to consist of, what the album's going to sound like, and how experimental Mental Cruelty are being on this album. And what more can I say? And what more can I say? The songs themselves are absolute bangers. Afgang is so melancholic and beautiful. The acoustic guitar sounding really good. Building up perfectly. We've got that awesome solo guitar. That lead guitar is beautiful. Lanes in perfectly into Ultima Hypocrita. Awesome drum fill to start it off. And then just pure black metal vibes. And then Luca just takes over the track, slams his massive German bollocks on the table, and says, "Fuck you, deathcore, you're my bitch now." My one single gripe that I have with these two tracks is that on Spotify, Afgang doesn't roll into Ultima Hypocrita as well as it should. As in, like, there's a gap between when the solo kind of ends and Ultima Hypocrita begins, and that shouldn't happen because in the music video version it's a seamless transition, whereas on Spotify and other music, whereas on Spotify it's kind of jumpy. I'll show up an example now. That's my one little gripe, and it does kind of take you out of it for the moment, but that's more of a technical issue than it is an issue with the album itself. Track number 3 is probably my favourite on this fucking album, Abaddon. Nearly 6 minutes long, and wow, does this album... Nearly 6 minutes long, and wow, does this song just kick all the fucking ass. It starts off so heavy, but the symphonic elements are so huge on this. Like, there are moments where all music just cuts out and this beautiful orchestral symphony just comes in, and it feels like a moment in Lord of the Rings or something, because it is just fucking beautiful. Everything on this song is standout, and without a doubt, it's a masterpiece. As the song progresses, it feels like the story being told just gets more and more emotional. And you can tell at the end of the song, Luca is just pouring his heart into the vocals. Like, he's proper just slamming, he's killing himself for the vocals, but it works perfectly. The song is just beautiful, and in my opinion, it's one of the best songs that Mental Cruelty have ever done. If not their best ever song. I did not expect it. Right after Ultima Hypocrita, I expected like a little bit of a break and something a bit more standard. But no, they just came straight back in with a pow! And like blew your fucking minds, which I love, because I'm a big advocate of like, we shouldn't ever hear how the album starts or how the album ends. Because like, they're the bookends of the album. Like, that should be saved for the album. And the kick that Abaddon brings really like sets it aside, and it's so good. It's almost like another intro track. It's so good, and it's paired brilliantly with what comes next. Track number 4, King of Fire. Heaviness personified. Very much like King of Deception by Lorna Shore, of which the influence is all over this album. Like, the immortal influence all over the album, from the way the breakdowns work, to the art style itself, to certain song titles. The influence is there to see for all, and that's bound to happen because Immortal was such a huge album for not just deathcore, for blackened deathcore, for symphonic deathcore, for blackened symphonic deathcore. And it's just like, when you have an album that good, it's bound to have its influences run deep. But that is in no way saying that this is a carbon copy of Immortal. It's not. It's really its own thing. It does stand out, but the influences are there if you look hard enough for them. But King of Fire is just so heavy. The music video is awesome. I love the image of Luca just doused in blood holding the flaming torch. It's so cool. And I can't hear the song without visualizing that in my head. It's super sick. This song is just a 3-minute ripper, and it's fucking sick. Eternal Eclipse is up next, and whilst it's not my favourite track on the album, it has some of my favourite fucking moments. The way the song starts is amazing. It's so beautiful that fuck it, I'm just gonna play it for you. Like, that's just so good. That's got such Shadow of Intent vibes to it. I fucking love it so much. It's beautiful, it's heavy, and it's just everything that you'd want from this album rolled up into a neat little 30-second package. And it's a brilliant way into the rest of the song, because the rest of the song absolutely slaps throughout. And it also has like 2 different breakdowns in the song, and both are just so heavy. The end one as well is just makes you want to scrunch up your face and fucking punch someone. It's that good. Death Worship up next, not to be confused with Death Portrait by Lorna Shore, but like Death Portrait by Lorna Shore, it's fucking heavy! This song just starts as it means to go on. Heavy, 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 heavy. Punch you in the fucking face. Fucking spin kicks in the pit. It's that kind of song that you just want to throw the fuck down to. And the moment it starts, you just want to fucking run at someone. This song has a lot of awesome riffs in it. I really like the main riff that starts off the beginning of the song. It's really well implemented. The guitar work in this song is quite standout. It's just a fucking ripper of a song. It is so good. Foss and Brait up next, a nice little break, which works really, really well on the album, and you know what, is so perfectly placed. Because we have such a 1-2-1-2-1-2 kick of Ultima Hypocrita, Abaddon, King of Fire, Eternal Eclipse, Death Worship. Like, those 5 songs, that 5-punch combo is lethal. It's brutal. And you do need something just to cleanse the palate a little bit. And Foss and Brait, I'm not sure on the pronunciation, does that really, really, really well. It's just this nice, cool, somber little tune, just a nice little 2-minute segment of the album where you can just take back, have a breather, and it's just super nice. And the trickling lake at the end with the owls, that's really, really nice. Then it leads them perfectly to A Hill to Die Upon. The closest thing you would get to a ballad on this album is a ballad in no way of the sense, but it's just, to me, it feels like this one has the most emotion in it. There's a lot of chord progressions in this which are really, really nice. At the end, when you can tell Luca's just like screaming and growling his heart out along with the orchestral choir in the background, it's super fucking nice. There's some really nice kind of distorted belting that happens in this as well. I don't know who does that. If it's Luca, then fair fucking play, my dude. It happens a few times on this album, but it's most noticeable here on A Hill to Die Upon, and it's such an emotional track towards the end, and it's so good. Also, Luca's highs on this really stand out to me, and on this album, I don't quite know how to describe it, but he almost has, I've been nicknaming them sickly highs, because they sound like when you go ugh at something, like if someone offered you a food that you didn't like and you were being really dramatic about it, it's like ugh. Like, he does that constantly, but like in this high tone, and I fucking love it. It's so dope. Extermination Campaign up next, and it starts so much like This Is How by Lorna Shore that when I first heard it, I thought that I'd accidentally pressed it. But it's just the little build up. I'll do a little side-by-side comparison, so hopefully you guys can see what I mean. But then this track takes a turn, and this track is the most black metal on the album in my opinion. There's a lot of trempic stuff going on. Luca's really nice scream right at the beginning is super fucking cool. And the track itself is just a wonderful listen. It's just under 4.5 minutes, and it's so good that it really could have been the closer to the album, and it would have been a great closer. But they've got one better. The Left Hand Path is an 8-minute masterpiece. It's so, I keep saying it on this album, emotionally driven. Like, you can really peel back this song layer by layer and see the story within it. And the melancholic guitar lead that intros the song and is a constant feature throughout is great. It's so great. Like, you hear that a track's going to be 8 minutes long, you imagine something like Immortal by Lorna Shore, where it's just like non-stop heaviness with some nice moments thrown in. But no, they really took a chance, I'd say, with this song. Like, it couldn't have worked, but it really did. It works so well. Everything comes together. The story of the album comes together in this 8-minute masterpiece of a track. It truly is an artwork, this final track, and it brings together every single element that we've had throughout this album and bookends it so lovingly. It is the perfect final chapter to A Hill to Die Upon. And do you know what? It's just, first time I heard it, I welled up. It got me crying a little bit. And you'll probably see that in the reaction video. This track was amazing. It was so good. Overall, A Hill to Die Upon is a fucking masterpiece. It is Mental Cruelty's best work yet. It is a sign of fucking amazing things to come for the future, because if this is their sound going forward, they can only evolve and only get better and better with each and every release. And already this is contender for Album of the Year, up there with Costalon by Slaughter to Prevail and Lifeblood by Brand of Sacrifice. This year's going to be an amazing year for deathcore, and Mental Cruelty are right at the fucking top of it. This album just straight up gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It was perfect in every single way. I absolutely loved it. I've been listening to it on repeat all week. Like, pretty much the entire album is on my soundtrack for the year. And it's just well fucking done to every member of Mental Cruelty. You guys have fucking killed it with this track. Everything from the artwork to the production to the hype to the music videos to the actual album itself. Everything just fucking works. And A Hill to Die Upon is brilliant. It is amazing. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. My reaction video to the entire album will be coming out soon. I did record the reaction video way when the album first came out. I've just been too lazy in editing it together, I'm going to be honest. I've not had the time with work and getting prepared to go off and see my girlfriend who lives in London and all that kind of stuff for her birthday. It's been a bit of a mental week. Hey, Mental Cruelty, punch, quips, jokes. But that will be up soon. Hopefully I'll get that done before Monday. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the album. Thank you to Mental Cruelty for putting out this album and for being such cool guys in, like, not only posting my reactions, but other reactors and all that kind of stuff. You have no idea what it means to us. Like, you gave me access to King of Fire Rally and all that kind of stuff. I cannot wait for my vinyl to come up. That is going straight on the fucking door. I love you guys. I love this album. Thank you guys so much for watching. You've been wonderful people. I've been the mouth of the South, and as always, you guys are the real motherfucking heroes. I'm out of here, y'all.